was a time when money wasn't just tight, it was loud. Every bill felt like a reminder that I was behind. Every unexpected expense felt like a setback I couldn't afford. And every dream had to wait because survival came first. Being broke isn't just about lacking money. It's the stress you carry home, the decisions you postpone, the version of yourself you stop believing in. But here's what I learned the hard way. You don't escape financial stress by wishing for more money. You escape it by becoming someone who knows how to build it, step by step, from zero. This isn't a story about shortcuts or overnight success. It's about discipline when motivation is gone, patience when progress feels slow, and rebuilding your life one honest decision at a time. If you're tired of just getting by and ready to start moving forward, you're in the right place. Subscribe for real conversations about growth and money, and comment unstoppable if you're ready to change your financial future. Financial stress doesn't start in your bank account. It starts in your chest. Before the numbers ever break you, the pressure does. The late night thoughts, the tightness when your phone buzzes. The way you avoid checking your balance, not because you don't care, but because you care too much. Money problems don't just take dollars. They take peace. When you're financially stressed, it's not the lack of money that hurts first. It's the loss of confidence. You second guess every decision. You hesitate before investing in yourself. You stop believing you're capable of more, not because you aren't, but because fear keeps whispering that you can't afford to fail. Focus disappears next. Your mind is constantly running calculations. Can I afford this? What if something goes wrong? How long can I hold on? Even when you're working, part of you is just trying to survive. Creativity shrinks. Ambition feels dangerous. Dreams start to sound irresponsible. And then comes the quiet damage, self-belief. Financial stress has a way of convincing you that your situation is a reflection of your worth. You start measuring yourself by what you don't have instead of what you're capable of building. You compare your behind-the-scenes struggles to everyone else's highlight reel and lose that battle every time. This is why money problems feel so heavy. They don't just sit on a spreadsheet. They follow you into conversations, they shape your posture, they decide how big you allow yourself to think. You may still show up every day, but inside you're carrying a weight no one else can see. Here's the truth most people miss. You don't fix financial stress by only fixing numbers. You fix it by restoring control, by facing reality instead of avoiding it, by choosing clarity over fear even when the numbers are uncomfortable. The moment you start tracking instead of guessing, planning instead of panicking, learning instead of hiding, something shifts. Not in your bank account yet, but in you. Confidence begins to return. Focus sharpens. Self-trust slowly rebuilds. That emotional shift is where real change starts. Because when your mind stabilizes, your actions improve. And when your actions improve consistently, the numbers eventually follow. You are not weak because money feels overwhelming. You are human. And recognizing the emotional side of financial stress isn't a weakness, it's the first step toward becoming unstoppable. Comment below. What part of financial stress hits you the hardest? Confidence, focus, or self-belief? Naming it is the first step to taking your power back. Being broke feels permanent when you're in it. Not because it actually is, but because your mind starts telling you it will be. When money is tight, every day feels like proof that this is just how your life is. You stop calling it a phase and start calling it reality. And that's the most dangerous shift that can happen, not to your finances, but to your thinking. Here's the truth most people never hear. Being broke is a situation, not an identity. It's a snapshot in time, not a life sentence. What turns temporary struggle into a permanent state isn't lack of opportunity. It's habits that quietly repeat themselves. It's the decisions you make when no one is watching. It's how you respond when progress feels slow and effort feels pointless. Two people can start in the same place, same debt, same income, same pressure. One stays stuck, the other moves forward. The difference isn't luck, it's mindset expressed through daily behavior. When you believe being broke defines you, you stop looking for solutions, you avoid learning, you delay action, you treat growth like something meant for later or other people. But when you understand that this phase is temporary, something powerful happens. You start acting like someone who's on the way up, not someone who's already lost. Habits don't look impressive at first. Tracking expenses, saying no to things you want but don't need, spending time learning instead of escaping, making small, boring decisions that don't give instant rewards. But those habits are signals. They tell your future self, I'm building something, even if no one sees it yet. Mindset isn't about hype or motivation, it's about consistency when emotions fluctuate. It's choosing discipline on the days when hope feels low. It's refusing to let a bad month convince you that you're a failure. Your starting point might be broke. Your ending depends on whether you keep repeating the same patterns or decide to build new ones. Wealth doesn't show up and change your habits. Habits change first, and wealth follows. So if you're struggling right now, don't ask, why am I like this? Ask, what habit can I change today that my future self will thank me for? That's how temporary stays temporary. Comment below, what's one habit you know you need to change to move forward financially? Say it out loud. Awareness turns intention into action. Debt has a way of following you quietly. It doesn't always scream. Sometimes it just sits there on open statements. Ignored emails, balances you promised to deal with later, and the longer you avoid it, the heavier it feels. Most people don't stay trapped in debt because they don't care. They stay trapped because they're afraid to look. Afraid of the total. Afraid of the mistakes. Afraid of what facing it might say about them. So they avoid. They guess. They hope it will somehow shrink on its own. But avoidance doesn't make debt smaller, it makes it louder in your mind. It turns uncertainty into anxiety and confusion into paralysis. Here's the hard truth. Debt only has power in the dark. The moment you face it, honestly, every number, every interest rate, every due date, something unexpected happens. Fear begins to lose its grip, not because the situation is suddenly fixed, but because now it's clear. Clarity is control. When you know exactly what you owe, you stop imagining worst-case scenarios. You stop letting guilt decide your next move. You replace shame with information, and information with strategy. Debt, when faced honestly, becomes a teacher. It teaches you how money actually works. It shows you the cost of impulse decisions. It forces you to slow down and be intentional. And most importantly, it teaches you responsibility without self-punishment. This isn't about beating yourself up for the past. The past already happened. Every purchase, every decision it was made with the knowledge, pressure, and resources you had at the time. Shame won't change that. Awareness will. Facing debt doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're done running. It means you're choosing long-term peace over short-term comfort. You're choosing to build a system instead of surviving on hope. You're choosing progress over perfection. The moment you write the numbers down, create a plan, even a small one, you shift from victim to decision maker. You stop reacting and start directing. And that's where real financial growth begins. Debt isn't the enemy. Avoidance is. Debt can become the reason you learn discipline, the reason you respect money, the reason you never let confusion run your life again. Comment below, have you faced your debt honestly yet, or are you avoiding it? No judgment, just truth. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Most people imagine wealth as something loud, a sudden breakthrough, a big win, a moment where everything changes overnight. But real wealth doesn't announce itself. It whispers. It's built in the quiet decisions no one claps for. The moments that feel boring, the days where progress doesn't feel dramatic enough to matter. Consistency doesn't look impressive in the beginning. Saving a small amount, paying down debt little by little. Learning a skill after work when you're already tired. Saying no to comfort today so future you can breathe tomorrow. These actions don't go viral. They don't get praised, and that's why most people quit them. But here's the truth. What's quiet at first becomes powerful later. Wealth isn't created by intensity. It's created by repetition. Showing up even when the results aren't visible yet. Trusting the process before the process rewards you. Most people underestimate what small actions can do over time because they judge progress emotionally. They expect to feel successful before they become successful. But consistency requires faith without evidence. That's where discipline comes in. Not the harsh kind. the steady kind. Discipline is choosing to act in alignment with your future, even when your present feels underwhelming. It's respecting the process enough to not rush it. Think about it. No single workout transforms a body. No single deposit creates wealth. No single decision changes a life. It's the stacking of ordinary choices that creates extraordinary outcomes. The problem isn't that people don't know this. It's that they don't stay long enough to see it work. Consistency feels slow because it's invisible at first, but once momentum builds, it feels unstoppable. What once required effort starts feeling natural. What once felt like sacrifice starts feeling like self-respect. And one day people will ask how you did it. They'll think you got lucky. They'll assume it happened fast. They won't see the quiet months. The discipline when no one was watching. The patience when quitting would have been easier. That's the price of real wealth, and it's paid quietly. If you're building slowly right now, don't doubt yourself. You're not behind. You're laying a foundation most people are unwilling to build. Comment below what's one small, consistent action you're committing to starting today. Say it out loud. Consistency grows stronger when it's claimed. Most people think their financial problems will disappear the moment they start earning more. A bigger paycheck, a better job, a new opportunity. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Earning more doesn't fix money problems. Managing better does. If money slips through your hands now, it will slip faster when there's more of it. Income doesn't create control. Habits do. When you don't respect the dollars you already have, you teach yourself that money is temporary, replaceable, and easy to waste. And that mindset doesn't change just because your income does. Managing money isn't about restriction, it's about awareness. It's knowing where your money goes instead of wondering where it disappeared. It's making decisions instead of reacting to consequences. It's telling every dollar what its job is instead of letting it wander off without purpose. This is where financial growth actually begins. Not when you earn more, but when you pay attention. People who manage well at a low income don't suddenly panic when they earn more. They scale, they expand, they breathe easier. But people who avoid management at the beginning stay stressed no matter how much they make. Respecting money doesn't mean being cheap. It means being intentional. It means understanding that every dollar is a vote for the life you're building. When you waste money thoughtlessly, you're not just losing cash, you're delaying freedom. The hardest part, managing money doesn't feel rewarding right away. There's no applause for tracking expenses, no excitement in saying no, no rush in choosing long-term stability over short-term comfort. But those quiet choices create confidence, and confidence creates momentum. When you manage better, you stop fearing money, you stop avoiding your finances, you start trusting yourself, and that trust changes how you earn, save, invest, and grow. Here's the shift that matters. Don't chase more money before you've mastered the money you have, because growth without structure collapses under pressure. But growth built on discipline lasts. You don't need more income to start building wealth. You need respect, clarity, and intention. And once those are in place, earning more becomes an accelerator, not a lifeline. Comment below, what's one money habit you know you need to improve before focusing on earning more? Honesty is where real financial control begins. For a long time, we were taught that hard work was the answer to everything. Work longer, work harder, say yes more often, push through exhaustion, and somehow things will work out. But effort alone doesn't scale, value does. You can work 12 hours a day and still struggle if the work you're doing doesn't grow you. Because hours don't determine income, skills do. Skills are what separate effort from opportunity. They're what turn time into leverage. When you develop skills that solve real problems, income stops being something you chase and starts being something that finds you. This is the part most people avoid because learning feels slow and uncomfortable. You don't see results right away, you feel behind. You make mistakes in private while everyone else looks confident in public. But that discomfort is the doorway out of struggle. Becoming more valuable doesn't mean doing more, it means becoming better. Better at communication, better at thinking, better at creating, better at solving problems people are willing to pay for. When you build skills, you stop begging for opportunities. You start choosing them. Income creates options. Options create freedom. With options, you can say no to situations that drain you. You can walk away from toxic environments. You can invest in yourself without fear. You can plan instead of panic. Without skills, you're stuck trading time for survival. With skills, you trade value for growth. The world doesn't reward effort equally, it rewards impact. And impact comes from competence, not exhaustion. This isn't about becoming perfect or chasing trends. It's about committing to mastery in something that compounds. One skill learned deeply can change your entire trajectory. It can lift you out of survival mode and into strategy mode. The fastest way out of struggle isn't burn yourself out. It's upgrading yourself. Work hard, but work smart. Put effort where it multiplies. Because once your skills grow, income follows. And once income grows, your choices expand. That's how struggle ends. Not with more effort, but with more value. Comment below. What skill do you believe could change your financial future if you committed to it seriously? Say it. Ownership is the first step to growth. Delayed gratification is one of the hardest skills to practice because comfort is always available and discipline is always asking you to wait. Every day you're faced with a choice. Do you take the relief now or the reward later? Short-term comfort feels harmless. It's the small purchases, the skipped plans, the I'll deal with it tomorrow decisions. None of them seem dangerous on their own. But comfort compounds too, just like discipline does. Real freedom isn't flashy. It doesn't come from having everything you want right now. It comes from not being controlled by what you want in the moment. Delayed gratification is what separates survival from stability. When you learn to pause, to think long term, to choose what matters over what feels good, you start reclaiming control over your future. Saying no today isn't punishment, it's protection. It protects you from living paycheck to paycheck. It protects you from panic decisions. It protects you from waking up years later wondering where all the time and money went. The people who look lucky later in life usually weren't lucky at all. They were patient when impatience was easier. They sacrificed quietly while others consumed loudly. And yes, waiting is uncomfortable. It feels like you're missing out. It feels like everyone else is enjoying life while you're being responsible. But what most people don't see is that the bill always comes due. Pleasure borrowed from the future has interest. Delayed gratification teaches you to trust yourself. Every time you choose long-term security over short-term pleasure, you send yourself a powerful message: I can handle discomfort. I can think ahead. I'm building something. That self-trust becomes confidence, and confidence creates peace. Freedom isn't about having unlimited options. It's about not being trapped by your impulses. When you master delayed gratification, money stops controlling you. Fear loses its grip. You stop chasing relief and start building stability. And one day, the things you once had to say no to won't even tempt you anymore. Because you'll be living a life where comfort is earned, not borrowed. Comment below what's one short-term comfort you know you need to say no to so your future self can say yes. Awareness is where real freedom begins. Being unstoppable is often misunderstood. Most people think it means having a big bank account, expensive possessions, or flashy accomplishments. They imagine wealth as numbers on a screen or trophies on a shelf. But true unstoppable power isn't measured by money, it's measured by stability. Stability is quiet. It doesn't make noise or demand attention. It's the ability to face setbacks and still keep moving. It's waking up after a failure and knowing you can recover. It's knowing that one lost deal, one unexpected bill, or one bad month will not define your life. Think about the people who look rich on the outside but crumble under stress. They have the money, but they lack control. They are tethered to every change, every market swing, every mistake. They are not unstoppable. They are fragile. True unstoppable people are different. They have built habits, skills, and mindsets that anchor them. They have systems that protect them. They make decisions today that ensure tomorrow's peace. They can take risks because they know how to absorb failure. They can lose temporarily and still move forward confidently. Money helps, but it is not the foundation. Wealth without stability is like building a house on sand. One storm, one misstep, and it all collapses. But stability makes you resilient. It gives you freedom to act rather than react. It allows you to chase growth without fear being broken by setbacks. Stability also creates clarity. When you're anchored, your mind isn't constantly spinning with worry. You can focus on what truly matters: building, learning, and creating impact. You stop wasting energy trying to survive every surprise and start using it to thrive. Becoming unstoppable is not about avoiding failure. It's about learning to move forward even when failure happens. It's about building a life where fear, uncertainty, or temporary loss cannot derail you. It's about having confidence in your process, your decisions, and yourself. The reality is, life will always test you. Unexpected bills, failed investments, career setbacks, they all come. But the unstoppable person doesn't crumble under pressure. They bend, adjust, and continue. That is power. That is wealth. That is freedom. Money can buy comfort, but stability buys peace. And peace allows you to take consistent action, think clearly, and live freely, no matter what life throws at you. Comment below, what does being truly unstoppable mean to money, stability, or something deeper? Your answer shows the kind of life you're choosing to build. Life doesn't hand out freedom or wealth on a silver platter. It doesn't reward effort alone or punish those who struggle. What it rewards is growth, consistency, courage, and vision. You've learned today that financial stress starts in the mind before it touches your bank account. That being broke is a phase, not a permanent identity. And the real difference lies in habits, mindset, and how you respond to struggle. Debt isn't an enemy, it's a teacher, guiding you to awareness, discipline, and control. Wealth isn't built through luck or intensity, it's built quietly, through consistent action, intentional choices, and the courage to delay comfort for long-term freedom. Earning more matters, yes, but managing what you already have matters even more. Skills create income, and income creates options. True progress comes from being valuable, from saying no today so your future can say yes, from building stability so that setbacks no longer shake your peace or direction. Every small decision, every disciplined habit, every act of patience compounds over time. One thoughtful choice today becomes momentum tomorrow. One step taken despite fear restores confidence. One financial habit built in silence becomes the foundation of unstoppable freedom. This journey from broke to unstoppable isn't easy. It asks for patience, resilience, and self-belief when results aren't obvious. It asks you to act when motivation fades, to trust the process when the outcome is uncertain, and to believe that the life you dream of is possible, even if you're starting from zero. So take what you've learned and apply it. Face your finances, build your skills, respect every dollar, delay gratification, stay consistent, and above all, cultivate stability in your mind, habits, and decisions. Because unstoppable isn't about money alone. It's about becoming someone who cannot be shaken by circumstances, someone who controls their choices, and someone who keeps moving forward no matter the obstacles. Comment below, which step will you take today to start your journey from broke to unstoppable? Your action today is what your future self will thank you for.